Hoya Scion, pretty darn good, you know. The Hoya Ornn is definitely the most legendary that he's been able to perform on.
Yep.
And Pays already recognizes, hey, wait a minute, I've seen this story before. They have a Scion, we're all alone. There's no Scion on the top side of the map. I wonder where he could be. And Missing did not get the memo, and he's under the turret all by himself, and I don't think Pays can really do much to bail out his support. That's first blood for ThunderTalk. They're back for a 4-man dive again. Pays and Missing are like, hey, guys, can we get some help here, please? Missing still has a flash. Maybe he can outplay it. Goes for the Searing Charge. Gets the knockup down. Beichuan is tanking the tower, but it ramps up, but not fast enough for ThunderTalk to be threatened. Now, Shun is here. He's level 3.
Spotted.
Maybe he can answer with Pays, but there's not much CC set up for them to reliably get a reset.
Scout is going for the Doinby tech, where it's Ghost, which I really like, actually. I think that with the Realm Warp, you can still play size. You don't necessarily need the TP, and having that combat summoner is really good on Rise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's good in so many situations. It's such a versatile summoner spell. But because they forced out Missing, and despite Scout being able to get Satab out of the fight and forcing him to flash, they were chunked out, and they didn't have necessarily the most advantageous posture over the Grubs. ThunderTalk's pocket, since it was split up between multiple members instead of just one person ideally. But at least they have map control for now, and they're taking advantage of it as much as possible, securing the first 2 neutral objectives of the game. The question is, how long can they actually maintain this advantage?
Good on Feather to get out. He had to throw the hook before the Q. Sometimes that Ornn Q, it spawns terrain, can mess with you a little bit. Speaking of mess with you, Missing.
Oh, Missing's in trouble, but Scout has the Realm Warp, and he brought Shun to the party to call the Force God. Doesn't get a chance to go off. Bullet time forces Shun using the Heartbreaker to reposition, but here comes Satab. Oh, he missed!
Beautiful.
Spiraling Despair, but it doesn't matter. Wait. Oh, it was a fear that he thrown out. Scout got tagged by the Spiraling Despair. My mistake, but ThunderTalk managed to go up 2-for-0 in that exchange.
Needs to put the pressure down early before he can't hook into Ornn anymore, where Ornn gets too tanky. Feather making really good use of that early in TT. They're the ones blitzing the map with the early game comp. That's 6 Grubs picked up. That's going to make the next few minutes of play really tough for JDG to survive in.
Yeah, I think the only saving grace for JDG is that ThunderTalk doesn't have the most apt turret split pushers.
Well, yeah, I'm actually a little bit surprised. I guess we have play here. I thought we might see an ult from 1xN just to delete it. Instead, Beichuan get flashed on.
Flash from Shun, and wow, Beichuan didn't have flash from the prior fight, and JDG just taking advantage of that moment. Hoya has teleported to the fight, called the Forge God, finds a 2-man knockup. Scout doesn't have TP, remember, so JDG are down to Rise for this fight, but they're trying to take the skirmish and play off of Shun resets with the Viego. But ThunderTalk do manage to secure first brick for themselves.
Again, a lot invested to try and get that first brick raise. JDG at least was able to funnel Scout, who...
even though they didn't deny first brick away from TT, they're able to pick up a turret for themselves on the bottom side, and Hoya might be in trouble here, but just going to pop the ulti to get away. But this is the other turret that JDG might be able to pick up. Hoya steps back up, but I don't think Beichuan was really in position to protect that, and now Hoya is forced to flash.
Yeah, a lot burned for no reason here on the Scion. This Scion, again, being starved out as much as he was early. Going to be really squishy. Going to be a double Black Cleaver setup coming out here for JDG is Shun.
Ooh, I mean, Satab throws on the Spiraling Despair, flashes the Heartbreaker, fears him as he was looking for the W, and Shun is getting completely outplayed here. Now he's down HP, but he dodges the Scourge. Satab does a couple more auto attacks. Holy camole, that was close, and Feather was there for backup, but Satab wins the 1v1 over Shun.
There's no smite on the board, unless Missing takes it with the spell book. Instead, going to cast R, but that's a pinch.
Ram finds the knockup on the Beichuan, still doesn't have flash. The bullet time is going to rip through a couple members here. Missing flashes out at the right time, but still dies anyway. Death Charge was procced long before he flashed away. Pays manages to flash and escape. And it looks like ThunderTalk is still going to try to secure this dragon. Woo, that was close. Neither team had junglers available for the smite secure, but ThunderTalk are able to walk away with the second dragon of the game.
Answered Scout on that top wave. They might have prevented the red buff from being taken. Meanwhile, JDG, they can't walk in here.
Missing might pay the price for that. Oh, and the E gets interrupted by the knockup from Zyra's ultimate. No Ornn available for this upcoming fight around the Rift Herald, and Scout is trying to walk and join up with the rest of JDG. Hoya is going to interrupt that for now as he used the ultimate, forcing Scout to take the Blast Cone over the wall, but he still has a Realm Warp available to join the fight if he needs to. ThunderTalk starting up the Rift Herald here.
Missing has TP on spawn, so they might look off that. Missing walking in there, that was a pretty big waste. Like, and they just saw TT have to
2,000, 1,800.
About that. It's gonna be the fight after. Look at the angles that JDG has. Scout. Oh, he's gonna be focused.
Death charge, and he's forced to flash away. Call the Forge Gods. Missing's back because he teleported right back into the fight. Thunder Talk, however, forced to retreat here. Good knockup for Missing. Finds Satab. He's trying to keep himself alive with the shields. The bullet time is going to force them back. Satab still not going to live as Scout Realm warps in, looking for 1xN. Just needs a couple more rune blaze spells. And JDG, it's going to be enough. And oh boy, this is probably the most back and forth game we've had yet of the series, Matt. Try it and use this Rift Herald to break open the map by crashing it into the mid-tier 1. Not going to kill it just yet. They try to step up and see if they can use the Void Grubs to get the last ticks of damage to knock it out.
Yeah.
It's successful for them.
Just look at the formation still. They can't touch the Jace or the Ryze in the side lanes. And no one's moving this Ryze now. He has evolved Seraphs and nearly has... Roa is almost at 7 stacks here, as we do have a TP out. So even with the Grubs not going to JDG at all.
Whoa. I don't know how that Dredge Light did not connect, but Hayes is safe. And
well
now
played.
The collapse from JDG. Oh, it's disaster for Thunder Talk Gaming. Look at Scout. He's on the flank. Right side throwing in rune spells and weaving them in as the rest of Thunder Talk are forced to retreat. And the resets as Scout is threatening for another dive, just throwing out the overcharge.
And the fact that JDG did spawn a Mountain Drake, that's huge for them. If they are able to pick all these up, because again, their comp, it's going to get too tanky. You have Senekills over the top. You have a Ryze, a pretty tanky solo laner. You have Tank Jace with the Grasp forward to make sure the Call to Forge God hits early. And Thunder Talk are going to continue to scramble. Otacon has been started. They're going to try and pull JDG to them.
I mean, they're trying to use the power of the Zyra to rip through this as fast as possible, and the rest of
that's a great
pick. Hold the line. They're turning. Oh, massive 3-man knockup.
That's huge.
Trialing Despair.
That's
it's only
huge.
on, but the bullet time rips through the front line. Big stuff for Thunder Talk. No jungler to contest. No support either to find the engage, and the rest of JDG have to concede.
Great Otacon find and a great find on Dashun, and that's really what has to happen now in these fights for Thunder Talk. Take down the Viego, make sure that he's not able to reset. Thunder Talk with the 6 Grubs going to continue to stick as a stack. Hoya will be fixing the mid lane. The rest of them, though, going to pressure bot as 4. Numbers not in favor for JDG, with both mid and support being stuck in the gray screen. Will lead to Otacon and an inner. So Thunder Talk, again, I think that this game's, like, I would give JDG at this point. JDG, especially with the Mountain Soul spawning, they're going to get too tanky for Thunder Talk. But keep your eyes on Dashun. He's the member that TT are looking to take down. If they can prevent Viego resets, that is the best case scenario. And I'm pretty interested as to why Shun is positioning so far up. It's actually so vulnerable to
that's
a great engage.
Bechua on.
That's a great engage.
The stasis to dodge the call. The Forge God. They're split in the middle. Bullet time doesn't get that much because it was interrupted by Scout's Rise. Missing does fall, but it's a great trade. No 1xN misfortune for Thunder Talk to use, as now the resets pour in once again. JDG just steamrolling their way through another fight. And it's only at the cost of an Ornn, but I think JDG will take that trade any day.
They need to try and pick one side of the fight, but it's almost too hard to do against what JDG has. Especially when you're realm warping people like over a wall for terrain, so you can't even attack them. I think that's a really, really nice realm warp from Scout, and a really hard setup for Thunder Talk to deal with. So, well played by JDG. Managed to pick up back.
I didn't even see that it was missing that interrupted 1xN's bullet time channel. I just assumed it was Scouts. Anyway, well, it's not like this is the first time we've seen Missing caught out in this game.
No, our man is responsible for 8 out of the 11 deaths this game for JDG. I mean, this is like truly what it looks like when a support gets to farm, you know? Like, I'll be honest, too. I don't think that Soul even matters for TT.
Sure.
That's how tanky the JDG's comp is just going to get. And because they've been so much better at farming the side lanes.
Scout doesn't have flash.
He's 17 though.
He's able to just run away with phase rush. I mean,
yeah.
It's just so hard to lock down this Rise.
More resources on the map.
Hayes steps up, helps the Baron up. Minions take down the inhibitor tower in the mid lane. Walks away safely. The rest of Thunder Talk just trying to figure out where to expend their mans to.
Again, I think this was a great read and a great game for it. And yes, we did see JDG get pushed around early, but they understood what the comp was and that they had to sack. And now, that's a lot of damage coming out from Baseline. Good catch on the Pays.
Woo. That's big. The question is, does it actually matter, though, for Thunder Talk?
Wait, I think you had to make something happen now, because now it's going to be
Scout.
Jace peppering you. and Senna protecting you as a comp.
Oh, this is such a good choke for the Call of the Forge God. Scout has led them all up a line so that they could get knocked up like that. The bullet time is going to rip through Missing, but now they have to deal with Scout, who has Realm Warp to the bottom side of the flank. H1 throws on the ultimate, but Scout still has a stasis to buy time, and the Seraph Shield keeps him alive for the second part of the fight. Satab is trying to throw all the spells that he can in his spell book, but it's not going to be enough. Shun finds his window, flash W's for the root, and down goes Satab. Hoya, the last member standing for Thunder Talk, and JDG, their eyes are not on the dragon, their eyes are on the base.
And for all the grief I gave JDG last game with not being able to sync up, and you know, nice to throw Missing on this Ornn where he's able to make plays and the deaths are okay. I don't know if it's the best 1-7-9-7 Ornn I've seen or the worst one, but regardless, I think that thematically JDG had a great answer to what Thunder Talk was showing, and Thunder Talk just really over-indexed on trying to make plays. They know that they can't contest these two side lanes as time goes on in this draft, but really accelerated the Doom game state that we're now in with just overstaying Scion bot and overgrouping as 5, and just didn't see TT get enough. It's the only solution they have. They have to group up as 5 and force. Get him out of the side lanes is Missing.
Fear on a Missing. Dredgeline connects, locks him down. Maybe it's enough damage. The
Scout?
Knockup, not enough. Oh, Scout, Realm Ward behind them again! Holy moly, Thunder Talk just got dropped so fast! I blinked and suddenly Thunder Talk was gone! Scout's rise has been an absolute treat, and he is really showing up. Thunder Talk, oh man, JDG are able to just really destroy this composition back to back to back.
Yep.
And it's off the back of Scout just picking some of the most disgusting flanks I've seen on this rise.
Time ran out here for Thunder Talk, and JDG going to try and make time run out for Thunder Talk in this series, taking a 2-1 lead. Shout out to Scout's rise. We talked about this comp getting too tanky for Thunder Talk to deal with. Well, a Banshee, Seraph's fully stacked up, Roa Rise. He just TP'd into your backline and pretty much 1v5'd you. You couldn't do anything.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.